All righty. Here we are. Welcome, folks. We are Grown A Geeks, and this is our Avengers Doomsday discussion. We're going to be talking about all the trailers, all of the post-credit scenes, everything that's related to the Doomsday excitement and the upcoming movie. Once it drops, we're here to talk about it, and we're going to have a good time with that. So I am trying to get all my videos up and loaded so that I can make sure that I'm not having any issues because it'd be real quick to have some issues. And
this is a live show, so we want to try
because it's a live show, we try to make sure that everything is as it should be. So I'm gonna go to the channel, get it pulled up, and once I can see myself, then I know
I gotta click that subscribe button. If you're on this right now, you better click that subscribe button right now. If you're watching it, click it.
Trying to get everything pulled. Hey, what's going on, Miss Teresa? How you doing today?
I'm hanging in there.
Lady Teresa, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
We'll give it just a moment to let.
He's doing the producer thing right now.
I see.
Making sure the lines are lined, the knobs are knobbed.
Don't be messing with the knobs on live.
Well, that's why I got to do it now before everybody starts piling into the show. Now I want to be messing with it then, because I'm trying to find Facebook feed. I'm like, is it on my page? It's supposed to be. I thought I had it set where it was going to post in the group, but it looks like it is still posting to my page directly, which is fine. We will just let that do what it does, but I need to pull that one up. Oh, I hate how I sound because I'm like listening to myself now. Okay, well, we have that in place. I've got all the videos up. I'm not going to focus on that. Get caught up in that. It'll be a whole thing, and we don't want to make it a whole thing. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about some Avengers Doomsday. Thank you for joining us, and let's get to our intro. Welcome. And we are back. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a special guest. Miss Brandy hopped in while we were on our cutaway. So now we've got Brandy, Teresa, RG. I'm Elder Geek Sam, and we are going to be talking about Avengers Doomsday. My favorite part of the show, we get to talk about theories of what we think is going to happen. And, that's the stuff I love to do. So now would be a great time for you to go ahead and click that QR code. RG has our QR code tonight.
I'm on the duty.
You are on duty. So click that QR code. That'll take you to everywhere you can find us, all our social media. Make sure to like, subscribe, join our Facebook group, be a part of our conversations, be a part of our chat. In addition, we are going to, I will put the link for tonight in the chat. So anybody who decides to join us is welcome to hop right in. And if you want to be on this show, you can do that. You can click that link in all of the, I got them all posted. So you can click that link and you can hop into the show. It is a live show. So do be mindful. If you are not live show ready, I will have to take you out of said live show. And that's just how that goes. But, folks, what's going on? Let's talk about Doomsday. I was able to go online and I won't take credit for creating the supercut. I did not make it. I was able to find one, save myself time and trouble, which was great. But I found a supercut that had all of the available footage regarding Doomsday. So we have the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, Fantastic Four post-credit scene, and then the 4 trailers that have dropped: the Steve Rogers trailer, the Thor trailer, the X-Men trailer, and the newest Wakanda trailer, also featuring the Fantastic Four. So that was kind of nifty there. I've got the thing here. Let me do the thing. Coming to the stage, we got my man Jeffrey JPNT 17. We cannot talk about Marvel if we don't have Jeffrey here with us. So the gang is all here. I want to make sure you can see Teresa. So we're going to pull the QR code down for now. Be sure to click.
I was going to practice.
Other side.
Yep.
No, I'm pointing to it on my.
It's flipped. It's flipped on cap. There you go. There it is. There it is. Yep. So it takes a little practice, but nonetheless, we've got everybody here now. So we are going to boom. There we go. Let's talk about it. Everybody got a chance. Everybody's seen all the post-credit scenes and all the trailers and everything. So we're all caught up and current.
Yeah, I thought you were going to show it since you said you found one.
I would. Yeah. There's no audio. It could be in the background, and if our live stream is interrupted, we will be right back.
Well, you just have to refresh my memory as to the 2 post-credit scenes, because
Right. So the first post-credit scene was the one from the Thunderbolts, and at the end there was the space disturbance and
the Fantastic Four ship.
Yeah, Yelena and Bucky and everybody. They're talking about Avengers with a Z, and that Avengers with the Z. That's where we have we get to see that ship, and it's the rocket ship that the Fantastic Four rocket ship, and so that's the one that's at the end of Thunderbolts. Then going into the post-credit scenes of Fantastic Four, that's where we see Sue Storm. I guess it's been some years now. Sue Storm goes to check on her son Franklin, and lo and behold, Franklin is talking to someone. Who do we see him talking to? We see him talking to an unmasked Doom. We don't get to see Doom's face, but the cloak, and he's clearly holding the mask, and they're having a conversation. And Sue looks like she's ready to pop off. She's got her force field powers armed and charged in her hand. Then we start getting into the trailers. First trailer was Steve Rogers, and of course we get to see Steve Rogers putting the suit away in the crate and that sort of thing. We see him on the bike riding around, and then we see him with child. We see him holding a young child, boy, girl, we don't know, but he's holding a young baby, and that, of course, raises some questions, because when is this? Where is this? Where is this child? Who is this child? All of the questions. Moving forward, we then have the Thor trailer, and it is Thor talking about wanting to return home to Love. That is his adopted daughter from Thor, Love and Thunder. And after, she's part eternity. She's part eternity, and he's the adopted father. He just wants to come back and fight one more battle so he can return and be a place of comfort and warmth. Fast forward to one of the best ones I've seen so far, the X-Men trailer. Once again, we got Professor X and Magneto sitting down at their chessboard, having the age-old game. I wonder what that record is. Like, what do you think the win-loss ratio is right there? Who do you think is winning those matches?
I'm pretty sure Xavier.
The person who can read minds.
There you go.
Because you know what? Whenever they're playing, he doesn't have his helmet on, so he probably has. But I feel like Charles would also be the one who wouldn't want to invade Eric's space, and Eric would know that his mind was being invaded.
What if we just find out that Charles is just petty? Just petty. He gets down 3 pieces and be like, "Fuck that."
Absolutely.
You could trust Charles Xavier if you want to.
Not at all.
His children to war.
Not at all.
Okay.
He was all about the child soldiers. Shout out to Lupe. Then we have we see them playing chess. There's a little bit of monologue going on. There's some talk, and it's basically The war is coming. Who will you be when the war ends? Following that, we see them, have a moment of embrace as friends, little handshake kind of thing, little gesture. And then we see my boy Cyclops go off. Visor off, force beams just a beaming. Their feet are in the background, which obviously has got to be a Sentinel. So I'm guessing they was closing in on him, and he was like, nope, not finna happen. But we only see one set of feet. So I'm curious if that shot comes back to play later. I would love to see an unleashed, raged out, got something on screen. I think it would be better than what we've seen in the past. Now that it's being handled by Marvel, I want to see how that looks. I do. Then Wakanda. Wakanda has entered the chat. We get the latest trailer. This is the one. Shuri as Black Panther discusses her role as Black Panther versus the role of the King M'Baku. M'Baku is King of Wakanda, and that was just happy to see all the goodness that was there. Shuri looked a little like determined, like she had that look on her face, like she was down for the cause and was ready to get to it, ready to get to business. We got to see the Atlanteans there well. We get to see Namor, he's there. And we see Ben Grimm, the Thing, talking to King M'Baku and Shuri. So that, of course, means that they land, obviously, close to, in proximity to Wakanda, where they can see Wakanda. That, to me, it almost makes sense because I think Reed would probably find the most technologically advanced location, and that's what he would have locked onto. And it makes sense that they would end up in Wakanda. Obviously, it just seems like anybody whose civilization is that advanced is probably of a higher mind and doesn't have time for the pettiness of why do you look like a rock? They would be more fascinated and they would be more involved individuals. And so I think that's why that was probably the safe spot for them to head to.
I mean, they know Korg, so I don't think seeing
the Wakandas
the Wakandas
won't be. Yeah, they wouldn't be freaked out. But I'm just thinking, the Fantastic Four, if they find themselves on a new world, if they somehow slip through an incursion, do a dimensional rift, that sort of thing, who would they seek out to talk to? Community. And I just think finding the most technologically advanced civilization would be the way to go. But that's all the trailers. That's all the info. That's the visuals we've had. I suppose I actually could not load that video up to YouTube. It immediately got flagged. I was just going to have it as a private video and share it with you guys. And they were like, nope, copyrighted material. So I was like, okay, no problem. And I could post it on other forums, but it was like, I'm not going to worry about it. Put it in a drive and share it that way. So if you're interested, you want to see that link, let me know. I'll send it to you. But those are our trailers. That's our trailers. Those are our post-credit scenes. So discuss.
I got it. So I'll be honest. As far as the direction that they're going to go, I am not necessarily ready to speculate or hypothesize. I know what I would like to see and what would help make the movie a bit more enjoyable for me. One, I want the first 5 minutes to be about Doom. I just want to understand why Doom is why Robert Downey Jr. is Doom. I just you already the cat's out the bag. It's not a surprise. We know he's Doom. So introduce us to the villain. Let us know why we should be rooting against him. Show why he's the antagonist of this movie. So that's the first thing that I want them to do. After that, I mean, I gotta be honest, we're probably gonna get a large dose of the new Avengers.
Now, is that Avengers with a Z? Or
that's
are we going to get Sam Wilson's Avengers?
Bucky's group.
Gotcha.
Bucky's Avengers. Yeah, we're probably going to get a
That's
bit of a
Yelena's
dose of them.
Avengers.
That's technically yes.
Respect on Yelena. Those are her Avengers.
Yes. Even though I'm pretty sure Bucky would fuck up, but
without question.
Yeah, but
she's a widow though.
That's another conversation. Yeah, I know
she'll
be a good fight. This ain't no easy win. So,
right.
But we're probably gonna get a good dose of them. I'm thinking, maybe when it gets to the point that like hopefully you see Doom start to exert some power over the situation. So I'm sorry. Let me go back to what I would hope this is about. I would like to see the whole thing where Doom's universe, that there is some sort of incursion, right? That he's trying to survive it, that he been through an incursion while he was, searching and studying multiversal travel, the whole 9 yards, had an incursion happen because of it. And now the whole point of this movie is him trying to reverse that situation. I think that's an awesome motivation. I think it would be in line with who Doom's character is, and that he's so concerned about Latveria that he would go through this level of destruction, on people and violation on people just to fix his home situation. So I think he's a studier of power, and he's probably going to somehow figure out that Reed's son is a fucking genius and a cosmic entity and seek him out. After that, I got to be honest, from there, I'm just good with how everything else kind of develops and falls in, like how do we introduce, it's obvious how we introduce the X-Men. We have Rambeau's character who's stuck in there. Right. And we got Miss Marvel's probably trying to search for her and figure out where she is. So there's a good chance, you know what I'm saying, that that's a good way to introduce her and the X-Men's universe. So, please just don't screw it up, Marvel. Please.
Yeah, I actually kind of forgot about Monica being in she's with Beast.
Yeah.
And so Beast and her mama. The character she was. Well, to her it's her mama, but I'm trying to think of who that character would be. It's like Flamebird or something like that.
Oh yeah, I can
go look, or wouldn't be Photon over there because that would be Monica herself. But yeah, she was there, and of course she looks up, she sees someone that looks like her mom. So at that moment, we know it's a variant and that it's an alternate universe kind of thing. We have to see where that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they set themselves up pretty good to introduce all the different characters they want to involve in this movie. So they can do this pretty flawlessly without us, having to jump to these, the level of disbelief. Like we got to just, all right, that, that happened. They can have some continuity and work it out in a way that, we can all, it'll make sense to us. It'll be along with the characters' motivations. So they have a good opportunity here. So that's why I'm like, just don't blow it. You'll set yourself up, and we like a lot of these characters. Just write them correctly. Write them correctly. The comic books are there. Plug a couple of dialogue lines from the comic books, and you'll be all right.
Okay, I got make a note about that comment. I want to say something to that. Teresa, this is Marvel, and we know you'll see it. We know you'll see it multiple times. Hopefully, I will be fortunate enough to see it with you at least one of those times, and we'll have some good seats, and I'll figure out something sort of cool.
We gotta see if you're on the list, Sam. No, so very exclusive company. You can't just be self-inviting.
Inviting myself. Like you see, like I said, hopefully I get to see it with you at least once. But with this one being, I won't say what are your expectations, but you've been able to follow all the Marvel movies. You've seen all of those. So what are your feelings? Kind of like RG was saying, as far as having Robert Downey Jr. come back as Dr. Doom, and because I will say that they will definitely have to do something to explain that part of it, because I don't know of the scenario where Doom and Stark are the same person. And so
they already
obviously variants.
I'll talk about it
obviously
later.
Okay, obviously variants are a thing.
Right.
And so,
well, first of all, you said that I would probably see it more than once. If this 3 hours and 45 minutes rumored still, I'm gonna have to see it more than once, because I'm gonna have to take a bathroom break at some point, which means if there's no intermission, I'm going to miss something. So the next time I see it, I will have to shift my bathroom break so that I see what I missed the first time. So
be able to say, "Oh, I know this is nothing happening right here. I'll be back."
Yeah.
Okay.
But you mentioned, that I've seen all the Marvel movies. I am familiar with the Marvel movies, but since it's the movie lore that I am more familiar with, I don't know the comic books. I don't know Doom. So, they're going to have to do more than a couple of minutes. They're going to have to tell me the whole story. I don't know who this dude is. And, I don't know why Robert Downey Jr. is playing it. So, I hope that's not me feeding back. If it is, I'll turn my mic back off.
No, that was me. I just hit my mic. My bad, y'all. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. But the thing that I'm worried about, and the 3 hour and 45 minute thing does not help. With all of the characters, I'm just worried about being overwhelmed. That's a lot of main character energy for one movie. Now, sitting here thinking about it now, they did have like 8 million characters in Endgame, but it was one battle scene, So I'm interested to see how they're going to tie all this together, but it's overstimulating just thinking about it,
It's definitely a lot happening. I have a graphic for that, and we will find a way to pull that up on the screen here.
It's messing with the knobs, Teresa.
I know.
I know. Said I wasn't going to do it, and I'm doing it anyway. But this one is just an image, so it should be easy to pull up. But when you talk about a lot of people, that is a good bit of people there.
Exposition.
And these are just the people with the chairs, right?
Right.
So
this is the confirmed cast,
right.
If you will.
So
that doesn't include
potentially lots more people, because these people are connected to a lot of other people. So there's potentially an exponential number of characters.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think definitely a question of giving everybody enough shine, if you will, but also not focusing on like everybody doesn't have to have a story.
Right.
And I honestly think it's going to be, well, we'll get back to me in a second. But yes, that part, interesting point, because there is a lot of people, and it is a lot to juggle all of these people. I think the Russos can handle it. They've shown us, like you said, with that one battle, having all the different people, it's like just looking and seeing a fight happen there, happen there, and everything you looked at was interesting, and of course it was always relevant. And we got to get the gauntlet from there to there, so of course it passes by different people, and there's a reason for them. But then you have your moments where certain people shine because they have that seed. It's relevant to the overall story.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll have something similar here. But then, of course, it begs the question, like, who are the main characters in Doomsday?
Right.
So I get your point.
One of the big good things in Endgame was the team ups in that battle. Right. So it was really cool seeing who they teamed up. You got this big scene with all the women And of course, that's wonderful girl power going on.
You don't want any more of that crap in Marvel. That's why. And I'm just kidding. Speaking for the incels.
I got you.
They don't need their representation. They loud enough.
And you get scenes for who can wield Mjolnir, so they're all together, and you're seeing everybody who's worthy over here, and all the women over here, and the other similar like fighters teaming up. So that was great, and I anticipate there's going to be some similar things going on in Doomsday, but I'm just waiting to be overstimulated.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to pick a core group for us to follow. Like you can't have us follow 10 main people,
right?
I mean, if there's a way to do it, and we can in another portion, in the theory portion, I'll tell you how I think they could pull that off, because Teresa makes a good point. So I'll make the second note. Brandy, been kind of quiet down there today. So what's your thoughts on these trailers and post-credit scenes?
I think my point is kind of the same as Teresa's, in that I don't know. I personally don't want to. Okay. I don't want to. There's nowhere in the theater that I can sit where I need to be sitting for 4 hours. That's one. I'm over it. I got things to do. 4 hours. I need to be at home so I can vacuum and do laundry and stuff while 4 damn hours of my life. Like so I'm already irritated because I'm trying to figure out where would I even sit, because I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom at least once, and that's if I don't get snacky snacks.
Facts.
So you don't get to have the comfortable middle seat you normally get, because now you got to disturb all
I
these
was
people.
like, I was thinking,
Man,
like,
excuse me.
Nah, funny.
Excuse me.
I'm with you on that one.
Right. And everybody can sit on the end.
It's always when it's least convenient, because I've been holding it because I don't want to miss nothing. So now it's literally at the climax, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go at this point. So yeah. Anyway. But also, there are a lot of people. There's just a lot of story. I'm like, if they got to do a 2-parter, that's fine. If they got to do Endgame and then Infinity War or whatever, you know what I mean. Yeah. If they have to do it like that, sure.
Doomsday Part 1, Doomsday Part 2, and then
there's a lot going on and a lot of characters, and I feel like they have been introducing, and we still have a Spider-Man, and like there's other things coming out before this movie, and it's like, am I going to have an opportunity to even give a damn about these characters? Because at this point, like, yeah, the Fantastic Four, like, oh Ben, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I met you once.
I just met you.
You know what I mean? Like,
I just met you.
I don't like you like that.
And nothing against him. He was a great character, but I didn't really feel like an emotion. Oh, like the X-Men trailer, I was like, but that's pretty much anything that if you put Patrick Stewart in anything, it could be a Verizon commercial, and I'd be like, well, I
not a Verizon commercial. How popular?
I'm just saying, like, I'd hear that voice and I'd sit down, like, what are we talking about, Pat? Like, I like it.
Verizon, not today.
You put Ian in it as well. Like, you don't got to give me much else. I'm invested already. You know what I mean? So, but that's because the X-Men, and I'm very excited. And I'm like, but also, is this a member berry store? Is this going to be, you remember Doctor Strange? And everybody was like, ooh, it's so, like,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's big.
So it's like,
that is a valid concern. I
don't know enough about this character or this war or this comic series to have like an educated guess as to where this is going to go. But I echo Teresa in, it's a lot going on already. So
she said, I'm stressed out from the
this
teasers.
Was like what? He had the sideburns, so what is that? The 50s, the 50s to 60s when he would have been having the baby and all of this. And I'm like, that's great. So you mean to tell me this all happened? And he didn't mention that when he was sitting on the bench with Sam. He wasn't like, "Hey man, them wars that's coming up." Like,
right?
just
He
a
said, "Can
different.
you warn me?"
Is this a different?
I don't think I will.
You know?
Don't worry about it.
Like, is this a different universe Cap then? You know what I mean? Or is this the Cap that went back in time and did not come forward and tell them that Dr. Doom is coming?
Right. Bad friend.
We need you one more time, Steve.
Oh, and by the way, Sam, in 2036 or whatever the timeline is, this motherfucker's coming back. He looks like Tony. You might want to get it.
Watch that.
Just be ready for that.
Just watch that.
Hey, remember, Tony dead.
See you then.
Right, Tony dead now. But don't be surprised.
So if you see Tony, that ain't Tony.
Right.
I don't know how, you know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, M'Baku, great. Good to see you, Shuri. It's awesome. Are we going to introduce a new Black Panther? Is that like, that's a whole movie in itself? I could, you know what I mean? Like there's things that but you were talking about variants. Like, is there a variant? People are wrestling about certain people playing him. So, you know, yeah. What was okay? So Cat. Oh, and Thor. He needs a redemption. He needs a redemption
from that last
because
movie.
This wasn't his fault. And I also noticed in the trailer he's back to short hair Thor. And so I'm like, but he's also got love. So at first I was like, well, dang, did they go back? But he's got love. So we've cut our hair. Are we back to more?
He's trying to look like a responsible father.
About that business Thor?
He's not gaming anymore.
So yes, the beer way. No, but like, you know. And that's not even counting. Y'all said the West Coast Avengers, and then the Avengers, and then the Avengers 2.7 or whoever. Then Spider-Man and whoever.
And another one.
Right.
I'm like, and 4 hours. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a lot for
where
them
you can get a dinner,
Right, you're gonna have to pause the movie.
In your good Alamo, you get a good couple of drinks. I like to enjoy myself.
I'm gonna have to go outside and re-smoke up. I'm gonna be outside right before it.
Right before it get good.
Right, I'm going to one of them theaters. You're gonna have to pick one of us. You don't know which one of us is smoking. There's a few of them.
I'm like, that's long. That's Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2.
Yeah.
It is long.
What is the whole damn story?
Marvel movies, that is long. That's
I feel like I can pull it off. I'm a Tolkien stan. I have watched all of those movies, the extended versions, straight through.
Have too.
I mean, obviously I did it at home, so the bathroom
it's not something I just voluntarily go to do. Even if I do like double features and double matinees, and you sit through a movie, you exit the theater and then you go to another movie right behind it, or you catch the remainder of a movie, something like that. But even then, you have that time out of the theater to go into the next theaters, to just sit in one spot the entire time.
Listen, my attention span, I swear,
I'm gonna get a big
2020.
Stop. 2020, don't even finish that
sentence. You're not holding me, like if it's not riveting, I'm not. You're not holding my attention. That's why when people were like, Stranger Things sucked, I was like, I binged every time something. I sat my behind on this couch and binged it. So I know that it was decent because it held, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, I don't want to be 2.5 hours in, like, ugh.
Hopefully they keep you. They keep us. They keep us.
That's a long time to keep the engagement up. Like it's almost at that point it'd be almost exhausting. We 3.5 hours in, another explosion. It's like Bad Boys 2. Is this movie ever going to end?
And I saw all of those Lord of the Rings movies too, but I and my bladder were like 30 tops. I'm 55 now. Things are very different.
I understand. I understand.
Not the same. I got it. So
anyway,
Jeff.
No, but I don't mean to complain. I know it'll be great. No. I know they'll do. I don't doubt that it will be great. I'm just
that is a valid concern. That is a valid concern.
This is pre-stressed
you
out.
Have to you have to plan.
That's the end of this year. You got 12 months.
You got to get your tickets in like October.
Okay, but you got 12 months of practice. I'm staying up 3 hours and 45.
And it's coming out the day after my birthday. Y'all be stressing me out on my birthday?
It's a gift. It's a gift.
I have a Depend of Marvel and one of them big pads.
Hey.
Y'all just gonna have to take me as I am.
There you go. Don't talk as long as you don't tell nobody.
Show your dedication to the movie. I'm with you.
Nobody
know.
I know.
That's not a date movie.
There you go. It's a surprise to you told me.
Nah. Because I ain't got time to be answering questions, explaining who nobody is. If you not caught up, do not be in this theater. That's why I want to go to one of the early screenings. I need to be surrounded by my peoples so I can enjoy this movie. I can't go with casuals for this one. I'm sorry.
Wear some deodorant.
Message.
Please.
Wear
some good deodorant. Just good deodorant.
With aluminum in it. I don't want none of that natural stuff.
Right. Yeah.
If you made it, don't use that. Whatever you bought, not the Tussin.
Old Tussie.
Yeah.
With aluminum in it. It's crazy.
No coconut oil.
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah, Don't do it.
We not
Wash
masking.
Your dreads.
Every time and people be like, no, because if you eat right, then you won't smell bad. And I'm like, then I don't know anybody that eats right. Because everybody I know with the natural.
Right. The way the government is rolling back protections on food.
None of that right. They stink in tribal situations. So I'm just saying.
Let me tell you, everybody's got sweat glands.
Fresh food.
That's it's the body expelling waste to cool itself, etc.
There you go. It's waste.
Ain't nobody exempt.
There you go. It's waste.
Jeff.
Yeah.
What a
all
segue.
Of the trailers, all of the just because that's a whole conversation we could just sit and get stuck on. Let's not fall down that rabbit hole.
We're good.
So Jeff, with all of these trailers, these post-credit scenes, I'm not going to ask you for predictions, but what are your preliminary thoughts here? What are your major gripes with what you've seen?
I don't have any gripes. I think this is just a situation of like, I'm thinking about the situation that Marvel is in, right? This is the big swing to see if they still got it. You know what I'm saying? Feige been back for a little while. They've been getting a little bit of good press with, Fantastic Four got fairly good reviews. Thunderbolts got great reviews. Captain America, was mixed. I don't know if some of those bad reviews were about the actual movie and more about ideology, but that's neither here nor there. But this is their first like really big post in-game swing that's supposed to show like, have we gotten this thing back on track? And so I feel like right now they kind of are just in like, it's like a party. Who all gonna be there? Thor gonna be there.
Right.
Cap gonna be there. White Cap. Yep. Not Black Cap. White Cap gonna be there too. Just saying. He got a little baby. So he got something to fight for.
Mm-hmm.
When Cap family on the line, hey, who else gonna be there? Cyclops gonna be there, even though I thought he was dead. But he gonna be there somehow. Professor X and Magneto. OG Professor X and Magneto gonna be there. Not bald head James McAvoy. You know what I'm saying?
I would have been okay with that.
OG. I know, but you know,
About Deadpool.
That's still
and
mixed.
Wolverine.
And so I think like they really are kind of just like, I do think the trailers in a lot of ways were fan service just to generate excitement, to get people to do what we doing now, where to get us talking about it. But even in a 3-4 hour movie, I don't necessarily know how all of these storylines are going to converge and wrap up. Because also everybody who we saw in the chairs hasn't been revealed in the trailer. So I think really what they were doing was trying to drum up some feelings of nostalgia, get you back seeing, you know, Thor being Shakespearean. That's what we really kind of came back. But I don't even think it's as simple as like member berries, because it's like member berries is just like, hey, remember this? But I think they really are trying to like hone in on, this is going to be this person's attitude in this movie. Like you're going to see a pensive Professor X and Magneto who obviously went through something, because that house is tore the fuck up.
Right.
And whatever's happening there is enough for them to put whatever they got going on to the side.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening there is enough for Scott to put down the Boy Scout act and turn into X-Men 97 Scott.
Right.
I think with Shuri, we're seeing a more assured Shuri, not for play on words, but like she, and I think in Wakanda Forever, it was very much a I'm this is all being thrust on me. I never felt like I was going to have to play this role. I'm figuring it out. And now, you know, she's in the same position that T'Challa was in the first Black Panther, where it's like, okay, you've had enough time to deal with the people who you look up to dying. You've been in the Black Panther role for a while. Now it's time for that action. You got your whole work-life balance figured out with M'Baku's the king and you doing this over here. Cool. Because that way, when you see a big rock man in the middle of the desert or whatever y'all at, you're not even shaken by it. You on some like, hey, cool, we going to war. This ain't my first war. This ain't my first time seeing weird people drop out the sky. And I'm in control, and I'm leading right now. You know, Captain America, you already know, all American guy. I'm just living my life. But you know what? Duty calls, and here's what I'm fighting for. That's the Cap we getting in this movie. That's the Cap they want to see. That's the Cap we getting. So I think that beyond me trying to figure out the story, I think it was important for especially some of these characters who we thought were not coming back, for them to not only come back, but reestablish the tone in which they're going to come back. Because Marvel can be fun, but this movie don't look like it's going to be a ton of fun going on. It looked like a lot of people going to die. A lot of them chairs, I feel like, going to get wiped out in like the first 20 minutes. I don't foresee
Suicide Squad.
I don't foresee the X-Men being on screen that long, considering how the mansion looked, considering how that scene with Scott ended up. That looked like some, you know, self-destruct and take everybody with me type action. So for me, that was more the thing that I got, was the tone, the feeling that they're going to go for, and to really come back to the viewer and be like, you know what? Things got a little silly with Ant-Man. We put a lot on Ant-Man. Things got, you know, even though I enjoy She-Hulk, things got a little off the rails with some of the tonality. Even in the Agatha All Along, you know, even in a WandaVision where we're just going through like sitcom. There's a serious undertone, but the top layer, it's a lot of frosting on them cakes. And like this is a pound cake. This is not even a pound cake. This is cornbread from a cast iron skillet. No sugar.
With no sugar.
Buttermilk. Hot water cornbread. So that has me interested. I agree with Teresa. 3 hours, that's a long time. Because it's like either you can't drink nothing, so you don't have to pee, but you got the cotton mouth, or you're trying to stay hydrated, but then you got to pee, and I'm trying to figure out when to go pee. And Who knows?
And it
Who
definitely-
knows
Gotta
what
see it
could happen
twice.
while I'm
Like-
gone?
Gotta see it twice. Marvel know what they were doing.
Yeah,
Nah,
this
man.
definitely feels like
We need an intermission, bruh. Stop playing with me.
Anybody
Pause
can
the
get it
movie.
at any
You gotta,
time.
you gotta pause the movie. I need some dramatic moment, and you'll be like, "Now let's go out to the kitchen." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of
Deadpool
those.
comes out and makes any jokes about time to go to the bathroom, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a long ride to such and such. Cool. While
Right.
y'all riding,
definitely look over. Now would be the time. Nothing's happening for the next 10 minutes, so you got to go now. You were saying, who are you talking to? Don't worry about it. Something dumb like that. I can
Exactly.
see now. You put that in my head, and I'm like, that's plausible.
yeah.
That's definitely plausible.
If she says that, that's got to go viral.
So
What's the
here's
longest so far? What was the longest?
I want to say it was.
longest
I think I want to say it was Endgame, wasn't
Thought
it?
it was Endgame.
Endgame? What was that? 3?
No, I don't think it was that. I don't even think it was 3.
Like
2 and change.
240, like
Yeah.
around 245, I think.
Okay, that another hour after
Another hour, right?
But I also
there's
think that
nothing-
includes. I think that also
was
includes
over
the
3?
credits, right?
Oh, 3
Endgame
hours, 2
was
minutes.
3 hours,
Ew,
1
the-
minute.
3 hours and 1 minute.
So another hour of that after that.
Yep.
Y'all, I might not be able to see it over the weekend, man.
I mean, truthfully,
I don't know.
ridiculous.
I mean, 45 minutes.
I think the
45
345
minutes?
it's a little early. I think the initial, you think about how much more time before the movie comes out. You know what I'm saying? They haven't done the big announcement that it's ready to go. They're
Right.
still doing, edits and this and that and, finalizing. They may cut it and they may get it down a little bit more because
But at this point, I don't
Why are
think
we
we
griping?
haven't heard an
We're getting
official
3
announcement,
hours.
right? At
Oh,
this point,
that's
it could
true.
still just be a rumor.
That is true.
right. And
That
I
is
do
true.
and that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's why we have rumors, theories, discussion, because it's not confirmed. That's what's been put out there. And of course it's from the credible sources who could just be wrong. Or
Doesn't
maybe
matter.
the original filming is 3 hours and 45 minutes, and now they got to go in and do their cuts, and it'll get it down
Doesn't
to
matter.
say 305. And I agree that yes, we have all this goodness, and that's fantastic for the home release. But when you are in the theater, that is a difference.
We're still gonna go see it.
How do we get the team up? So this is just me speculating. I know I love to do that part, but looking at the things that they've shown us and just trying to figure out, like, how do we bring these groups of people together? We know that the Fantastic Four is making the travel. We know that Reed Richards is smart enough to find and discover incursions as he was trying to do it himself to move Galactic. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were working on teleporting the wormholes and all of that. We know that this is going to involve Loki. So we know that there's going to have some crossing of timelines just from that. Some of the things that stood out of my mind, like Jeff was mentioning, isn't Cyclops already dead? So how is Cyclops dead? So of course it immediately says, well, which X-Men are these? Like, who are these X-Men?
Right.
And because of course we
when
know,
are these X-Men?
well, definitely the win, but like air quoting, we know that these are the Fox X-Men just because of the cast.
Right.
But at the same time, who's to say that this isn't one of those variant universes where the only difference is a majority of the people in the world are left-handed instead of right-handed? Everything else is exactly the same. So of course it would be all the same looking characters, everybody still being in the same roles, but now they're left-handed instead of right-handed. Not something you would notice, and therefore, boom. So you have 616. That could be 617. There's one thing that's different there, and that's the idea that we can latch onto to say it's possible, it's plausible, and it can be done. And I think people have seen enough from Marvel showing the multiverse to accept that this is just a different universe. Of course, and this is where I would insert the meme of the other Mr. Fantastic explaining an incursion. But an incursion is when one or two worlds are about to collide and it destroys one or both of those worlds. I I need to know what causes this. Like, everything has to be because of incursions. As these worlds are being destroyed, as these worlds are colliding with one another, I think we're going to get the Suicide Squad situation where, yeah, a lot of these people, a lot of those chairs are going to get emptied real quick. And it's going to open up with a lot of battles. It's going to open up with a lot of fighting. And it's going to be, and that's where we're going to get the balance of all of these people who are going to be in this movie, because we're going to see some unique fights. We're going to see some matchups that we normally wouldn't see, you know, like if Tobey Maguire ends up being in it, we may see him fighting Gambit, or, you know, just as these worlds are starting to collide. Hey, he's not supposed to be doing the voice this go round, so maybe he'll take it a little bit more serious. But, you know,
is he
I
still
think that's
gonna
how,
squeeze his fat ass head into that headpiece?
maybe he'll slim up a little bit for it, because he's finally got it. He should have took it more serious first time, but it was kind of a joke then. I don't know. I'm not in control of the costume department. Maybe they would just not wear the headpiece, let him, you know, plump out a bit. But I think that's how we're going to have all these people on screen at one time. We're going to, I don't know if it will open up with a battle, but I think we're going to get into the fights really quick. And we may do the universe jumps like Multiverse of Madness, where we hop into this Earth and we get to see the incursion taking place there. So we get to see these cameos. Boom. That Earth is in the process of being destroyed. We see them, you know, fighting, trying to battle out and save their own lives, going down swinging. And then we jump to another world and we see those people engaged in whatever. And it could even be Doom or Reed, or maybe the two of them working together in some fashion, where they are just looking through the multiverse. It could be Loki looking through the multiverse, and we're seeing each of these groups of people. Whether these people are going to be plucked from said multiverses to try to be the one to battle it or stop it, I can't say. What's up?
Would it be possible for, like, I don't know, like if they were looking for Galactus?
I mean, it makes sense for the Fantastic Four, but
That's what I
at the
mean.
same
And,
time,
like,
I
that's
think
how
they
they
would be.
end up in a different, because, like, we know that Doom contacts Franklin. So
Right.
at some point they have to have an interaction with Doom, because
Right.
what
And
are you
that's
doing
why
here? Are you here just to chit chat? Are you here to kidnap? Like, what, you know? So are they then just chasing him through dimensions?
well,
So I
I
think
Because I
think
don't know anything.
That's
Like
what
I
I'm.
said, I
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
anything
thinking.
about this situation. You know what I'm saying? So I
So-
don't know how
No,
everything ties
don't.
in.
Like, don't. I don't think it helps that we
Oh, okay.
have that we, because I don't think Marvel's done a really good job at straying, at doing storylines just with just a hint of the comic book. You know what I'm saying? So it's not
Yeah.
really like you
enough
gotta know the comic book
appreciation.
that you're getting. Like you're getting little.
Yeah.
You're getting little pieces from the comic book, like enough for
It's
us
it's
to
like
be
if
like,
you-
oh,
if
I
you-
It
remember
makes
that
sense.
part. Yeah,
What
but
Sam said, when Sam was like, if you were somebody like Reed Richards and you were looking and you got to a new planet, you would try to find the closest to your stuff, right? So it
intelligence.
would make sense that they would end up in Wakanda. They probably would land and be like, there's nothing here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe they have equipment that can actually see Wakanda, but they can't figure out how to get in there. We don't know.
it
But
will probably be something about like an energy reading scanning, and the energy
yeah, I would
would be
think.
like, oh, the vibranium here is like the kind of energy we need to do whatever the fuck
Yeah.
we was trying to do that made us come through here. And then
So,
they
like, that
walk
makes
out like,
sense.
We need
Can I
And it
you.
help
makes
you?
sense the idea
Yeah.
of what we're seeing, the cameos would just be the jumping, but then who is the story about?
See, and that's the part.
But
Now,
see, that's the thing that I'm hoping that it's Doom. I hope not. Now, honestly, I think that they're probably going to pull a Star Wars in this situation. I think they're going to copy the Infinity War idea where we have Doom searching for things that he needs in order to solve a Doom problem. So I'm hopping here. I kidnap Franklin. So that's why I got the Fantastic Four on my ass, because I done kidnapped their son. I'm probably going after America. Did they call her America?
Chavez.
Yeah, they're probably going to, because she knows how to hop multiverses. He's probably in a whole power gathering phase, and that would kind of justify him going to different universes, right? Because we go to the X-Men's universe, I need the Phoenix, right?
Here's the thing though. We don't know nothing about this Doom, except he got a hood on.
True.
Like, because even in the original Fantastic Four, ain't he on the ship with them?
Yeah.
And in the story that they tell in the Fantastic Four movie, they don't say nothing about Doom being on the ship with them when they get their powers.
True.
So for me, I'm not even speculating on nothing about Doom. I just know the movie called Doomsday. The logo is green, so it probably has a lot to do with him. But as far as like motivations, powers, like the only thing we know about Doom is he the only one on that planet that didn't disarm. He never comes to the UN meetings and plays nice with everybody on that planet. He's a loner. He's an isolationist as a leader. Like, that's it. And honestly, we don't even know that. That's even speculation, because I just know Doom is from Latveria, and every time they show the Latveria chair, that chair is empty.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you don't know Doom is from Latveria, even that doesn't mean anything to you when you see it in the Fantastic Four movie. So,
right.
I feel like I feel comfortable not over speculating on Doom, because the fact that it's called Doomsday means that there's going to be a lot about what Doom wants and needs and is trying to do in this movie. Yeah. I think that the biggest concern, I think, is them explaining why he looks like Tony Stark in a way that audiences will be able to move past and accept him as Doom now versus Tony Stark. Like, how is that going to be weaved in the story? Because the way that they showed it in like a WandaVision per se, where they had Evan Peters, who played Quicksilver in the Fox universe, and he shows up as a Quicksilver in this one, but not really. And you know, they kind of deal with it a little bit in Agatha All Along, and then they deal with it in Multiverse of Madness. It's like, but if you're expecting people to go back and remember something that was established in Multiverse of Madness, you kind of are doing the opposite of what you're trying to do, which is make people forget about that small pocket of Marvel time. So they're going to have to explain that in this movie too. Yeah. And you know, I'm just like Mephisto until he showed up. I'm not going to say nothing about no incursion until I hear incursion from Marvel. Right now, all I know is all these people is on different planets. We have a way of hopping from planet to planet. Captain America got a baby. He didn't do nothing to help civil rights.
I totally forgot about Mephisto. Yeah, what about Riri and all of that?
Yeah, we don't know that. Isn't he in a different timeline?
Who?
Captain
Mephisto?
America.
Yeah, but
maybe,
he still got a baby.
Maybe Captain America's America. We good. It's like the John Travolta movie White Man's Burden. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they ain't show Captain America. They didn't show Captain America being a sexy single dad and picking up his uniform and his baby for us to not foreshadow he gonna have to put that baby down and pick that shield back up.
Yes.
Agreed.
He already did say Martin Luther King, you got to do something.
Facts.
It could have even been a failed, but he could have at least tried. Like, oh,
wait, but hold on, he would have to know. He would have to know. But he would have to know.
You're still a super soldier. You could
have to be there. They got sniped.
Reached a handout or something.
These people got sniped. There was a dead shot. So in their universe, there was a dead shot.
Well, I don't know. The answer to that, of course,
shot, right? A widow character came up and got him because the CIA paid him. We're going places right now, folks.
And I'm sure Bucky was involved in some of that shit, you know. So and of course, for Steve Rogers, for Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, will give him the benefit of having been in the ice during that time. He get a very, very, very small.
Right, because think about that. He went back. Did he save Bucky?
And that would be in a different. Well, that would be in a different universe. That universe might have
civil rights
MLK.
already.
That universe, and that's why he stayed there.
Come on, be positive.
That's why the hell he stayed there.
I'm
with you. Oh, no, I'm not.
Hey, you gotta show me some niggas eating at the lunch counter in 1950 and with no white people spitting on them for me.
That's coming up. That's coming up. Otherwise, there's gonna be a scene of Steve Rogers like dapping a brother up, like on the way to get some groceries.
They never said anything about him going to a different universe. He just went back in time.
But it couldn't be. It couldn't be 616 because in the 616 universe, Steve Rogers was frozen. The minute you change something, you spark a different timeline.
He created an anomaly.
Created a different timeline. Yeah.
When he goes and he plucks the Infinity Stone, think about what was her name, the Ancient One, when she's explaining to Bruce Banner how going back works. She says, when you go back and and you pull the infant, like that creates a new timeline. And so the whole purpose of him going back to replace those Infinity Stones in those locations was to remove that branch timeline. When they did the time heist, they were essentially they were going back into their original timeline, but every time they made a change, that created a new splintered timeline there. So when he got 5 of when he got most of the stones returned, when he got time to return that last one, he dropped that last one off, and he did stay wherever it was.
Something else off.
Technically, that would have still been in his 616. So I agree. Clearly,
load management.
And so the thing is, what we have here is
I just can't quit you, pig.
We have a Back to the Future conundrum.
Listen, he's going back to a lot. He's seen the whole world lose itself.
He's going back to fix his photo.
You can't ruin that moment for us.
No, think about it. Steve Rogers is going back to fix his photo because when he started plucking the Infinity Stones, people were disappearing from the photo. When he goes back and he puts all the stones back, everybody pops back up in the photo. Difference is he did like Doc did at the end, and he just stayed where he was rather than come back to the modern time. He just stayed where the hell he was. Clara, and Jules and Vern got on the train and flew the hell off. But they did that in 1885. You know what I'm saying? Right. They popped in just to say hi, and then they left again. So they stayed out in another time. It was still that would have been the same timeline because now he's gotten rid of all the branches, all the encouragers are gone, and he just stayed where he was. Now, to Jeff's point, he would have known some shit that was going to happen. He could have invested in Apple. He could have invested in Google. Steve Rogers could have been a very wealthy man. But Steve Rogers is a very simple man, almost a simpleton, because he just had his Peggy and he was happy. And he lived to be an old man sitting on a bench waiting on folks to show up.
Can I ask a question of everyone? Do you remember, do they have the ability to go forward in time? Have they established whether or not they can go forward in time?
I mean, technically, based on Tony Stark's design, they could program it. I don't see why they couldn't.
I mean, Strange was able to see in the future.
Yeah, he could see.
But could they trap?
I think that, so I would look at it like this. So when you think about like Loki, and the big thing was like the sacred timeline. So you could technically jump forward into a possible timeline, but you might jump forward into a timeline that ends up getting pruned. That's not like the sacred timeline. Because like at the TVA, the timelines are being all created and going like in one direction. So everything that they've shown about the future is all about possibility, not certainty. They've gone back in time because when they go back in time, or when they jump to another universe and back in time, you're jumping into something that's already established. You technically probably could jump into the unknown, but
that's what But they've never established.
They've never done that.
Yeah,
okay,
no.
that's what I'm saying. Okay. Because the only reason why I asked that is that would be one of those new dynamics. Doom is a motherfucker that could pull that off. And what if Doom pulled off where he went to a future? Because you know who else is good for that shit too? Kang. Kang was good for that. And I think even though we're not gonna have a Kang, there's still some dialogue from. I know, right? They might bring him back. I would love that. I would love that.
I mean, he might get a cameo. Hell, it might be as they jump in multiverses. We got a whole one with Kang right there. Just
you
because
seen that in the movie. Through the fire.
Look, my personal stance on that is for discussion. Anyway, I hope he does come back. But there's dialogue there's dialogue from that kind of shows, what if he went to the future and now this is him trying to make that shit happen. This is a part of him that makes that shit happen. We know there's the whole Franklin Richards coming to see himself from the future, grown ass Franklin Richards with the beard, and that storyline in the comic. I'm just saying that there's.
I'm gonna break my rule real quick.
Do it.
And I'm gonna give. If I was writing this movie and it was about incursions, this is what I would do.
Even though they haven't said it yet.
Okay,
this is what I would do.
Timestamp.
I would basically make it where it's like Doom is a complicated character. I think he does evil stuff, but sometimes the motives behind what he does reveal themselves to be more noble, and he's often an absolutist, whereas a lot of the heroes are like, we got to save everybody. Doom is kind of like, you can't save everybody, so let's just make a decision about who we gonna save and like let the natural order of things take place. In the comics, the Illuminati is a group that deals with incursions in some of the timelines, and there are timelines where they just make a hard choice and they're like, you know what? These two worlds are going to collide. This world has this world has that. If these worlds collide, we won't have either, and it will probably be more beneficial for us to have this than that. So that world is out of here. So we can say
that Illuminati is better than the one that met Wanda.
Yes. And so I think that it will be a complex I would make it a complex situation where Doom knows about incursions. He's saying, hey, this is coming. Your world don't got what it needs. If your world destroys this world, it will throw everything out of balance. So this world needs to be destroyed. And then here come Captain America. I just don't see it that way. We can say we got to figure out a way to save everybody. And this right. and then you're gonna have the heroes who are just like, they're gonna, almost like in Civil War with the Sokovia Accords, you're gonna have the heroes that are like, Cap, it's a little idealistic. You're supposed to be dead anyway. So maybe you could just shut the fuck up because we've been here for the last 50 years fighting. And then there's gonna be the other ones like, but he's Captain America and he did this and that, and we gotta stick with him. And it's gonna be I think for me, the most interesting thing about Doom is that he forces ideological conversations more so than the like bang bang shoot him up, because we know he got thousands of robots that do really all his fighting for him. Mm-hmm. But the ideology that he forces people to contend with is not that cut and dry where he's just evil. It's more like, I care about saving Latveria. Everything that I do is to serve my people of Latveria above everybody else. So if I got to blow this world up so Latveria lives, kaboom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's homie. But now I will say too, in addition, I think the hero, if they're smart, the hero of this entire saga has to be Sentry. Somehow they have to work it out that at the end, that the main dude who resolves all this shit is Sentry. Because technically, in the 616 universe, that's the only dude who's even capable, has that power level to do that without Infinity Stones. Like Sentry's the only dude who, I mean, look, the only reason they use therapy jutsu on him in order to talk him down from the void. So he's really that powerful. Like, and these are things. The reason why I'm saying this is because this is established, like in the comic book. Like they don't really have to go through that much of a stretch in order to have a compelling storyline and a reasonable resolution to it. Like,
but in a world where you've established where you bring Thor, Captain America, all these people back who we know and love. I mean, Sentry is so far down on the pecking order of people who we care about at this point. They're gonna have to do so much heavy lifting in that movie to make us like him. First of all, for the people who are going to see this who didn't even see Thunderbolts, because you know, I think Marvel also had to learn the lesson of homework. It doesn't make it fun. Like there's those of us who eat all this shit up, and then there's those of us who's like Avengers. I'm in there. Black Panther, I'm in there. When I show up for Avengers, you better tell me why I care about this dude. And the answer better not be, well, if you go back to well, I'm in the theater now. I can't go back to Thunderbolts. So tell me why I care about this random dude who I ain't seen in nothing but one other movie when we have all these other established characters that I've seen pop up here and there, do this, that, and the third. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible.
They made us care about Hawkeye. Right? They made us care about by the time the Avengers, he didn't have that much screen time. I wouldn't say he had as much screen time. We didn't care about Hawkeye that much in Avengers. We cared about Hawkeye in Age of Ultron when we met his family and we went to his farm and all that. But in Avengers, he was just a dude with an arrow. And that's my point. That's what we're getting right now.
He's been in
at least 3 movies to that point.
Yeah,
even
before that.
Before that, when he was converted and he was working for Loki, doing all that, we kind of got a chance to see he was a little bit of a badass then. So he was always like around, and because he still had so much screen time, we saw him get turned, come back, be redeemed, met his family. Like Hawkeye was uncle at that point, you know what I'm saying? Right. So he's like, he really became like the heart of the group because he's the dude, just like he said, I'm out here with no powers shooting arrows. If I can do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of got to be where if he was there and he was okay, then you felt like everything was good. Because if it was really a problem, he would go down quick.
Agreed. I mean, I'm not disrespecting Hawkeye or his status, but what they gotta kind of have.
We're not gonna stand.
But what I'm saying is they gotta have the hero of the story has to be somebody new. It's cool that you introduce. I'm saying it's cool that you introduce all these old characters and everybody that we're attached to. But you gotta move forward. These niggas is old. They're aging out of those roles. You can't have this dude running and jumping over stuff. Look, Tom Cruise. I mean,
Hugh Jackman would like to have a conversation about that.
Tom Cruise looks hurt in the Mission Impossible movies. All right, he looks
I got a
like
question.
It hurts. So
I got a question then. Of all the, that's what I was just about to ask. Of all the people who are going to be in this movie, who would you say are going to be the ones that have kind of how like Marvel has essentially their Trinity, right? Thor, Cap, Iron Man. That's the MCU Trinity. And at the end of Endgame, it was Thor, Cap, and Iron Man going up against Thanos until everybody came through the portal. But they was the ones holding the line.
True.
Sentry. Sorry, the fucking country came out of me. Century.
I don't know no damn
He made that shit 3 syllables.
The void.
For me, when I look at it, I'm looking at Yelena.
Okay.
Because she is the emotional anchor of the current MCU, in my opinion. When we talk about losing people, when we talk about, growth, moving on, becoming a hero, she kind of has had that Iron Man arc where she is doing whatever. She lost important people to her. She's turning it around. She's flawed. She's figuring it out. Then you got your royalty, Thor. To me, that's Shuri. Until we introduce our new Panther. Now, we got to have the ideological
your Boy Scout,
basically
Sam Wilson.
Yeah,
it can't be. You can't have it be
two
women and a
folks.
black man. You got to pick one.
We got to get a white dude.
It's got to be a white dude. It's got to be.
Damn.
It's Bucky? Nah, it can't be
Spider-Man.
Oh.
Who?
Because he's lost everything. The same way Cap lost everybody to his time.
Oh,
Spidey's lost everybody to the spell. Dang, we did it, y'all. We wrote the movie.
I think, you know something? I think for an emotional pull, all of your picks are correct. But as far
Century is Captain Marvel.
But the thing is that as far as power scaling goes, it's like considering what are we going up against? And then it's how are you going to beat that level of power that's believable, right? If we have somebody like Doom who's shooting beams out of his hand and got telekinesis and all kinds of stuff, I'm not going to believe that Yelena. I don't did her name. Oh, Jesus Christ, until I got kids.
Put 5 syllables in that one. Yelena.
I called her every child named
Yelena.
But
you know who I mean. Wonder Widow.
Yeah, there you go.
The blonde widow. Her.
She be, the defeat of Sentry
Tasha's
again was we talked them down. Right? We talked them down. So what are these? What is this group the group that you're naming
is shoot first,
going to do?
Talk later.
Like you gotta make the most powerful. You're going to have to make the most powerful characters.
But that's not what they. But that's not what they. That's not what they've done. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
Who's the core group? The core group is Thor. Okay, technically the most powerful. Iron Man, the most powerful on Earth, the most powerful regular human person. Okay, and Captain America, just the greatest strategist that we've allowed to have.
Black Panther beat Captain America's ass day one. He came in the MCU and beat Cap ass. Okay, Captain Marvel blew up 5 spaceships in 35 seconds in her first movie.
But they didn't market well. So.
But you're talking, and so the Sentry market well?
Right.
Are you gonna walk out on the street and hold up a picture of Sentry and be like, who's this? Nobody don't know that.
Cricket.
I'm gonna tell you who markets.
He don't even have his costume yet.
I'm getting a shirt.
Bob markets well because we like Bob. Bob was interesting. Bob got shot up and then started floating. Bob has
like Bob. Bob is foolishness.
Right. No, but I'm saying
I don't know.
In regards to Sentry,
come on, man. He's got a condition.
In regards to Sentry, Bob was a more interesting character than Sentry because Sentry was a controlled powerhouse who didn't like the control. And the first thing he did was try to destroy humanity.
We got 3 minutes of 17 seconds of Sentry. If that long.
Exactly. And that's why they're not going to build the climax of the movie around him.
But he's the
even so. Okay, before you continue to make that point, it's just a possibility.
It's just a possibility. I'm just as right as you motherfuckers.
It'll be a possibility. But let me ask you this part. What is it about Doom that just makes him such this threat? Because mind you, we're talking about a Dr. Doom we know nothing about in the MCU. We've already established that this is loosely based on what? Doomsday is not a comic. There's no comic that's Doomsday.
True.
So what story is this? Only thing we know, and this is the part that sticks out in my mind because I can't get away from it. This shit takes us to Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't think Doom has as big a role in terms of feats and power and hands-on. I think it's manipulation. I think it's putting pieces in place. I think it is kind of behind the scenes. Just as was pointed out, Doom fits perfectly to be he who must remain now. He says, okay, I've looked into the future. I've seen what happens. This is not good. It needs to be fixed. He goes about doing what he has to do, and he starts moving chess pieces, pitting this team against this team so that they'll fight. That's 2 worlds off the map I ain't got to worry about. Let me go over here. Fuck with these people a little bit. That's 2 worlds off the map I ain't got to deal with no more. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's going to be Doom himself coming in hands-on, because it's not it's almost like you're talking about God Doom, which is not the Doom we're getting right here.
I think, and if any storyline was going to be used, it would probably be Doom World. And so he looks at it and says the only way to save Latveria is to basically blend all these motherfuckers into one and come up with one singular world, and whoever survives. Okay, cool. Sentry is not necessarily the best person. That's not a problem you solve by coming in, flying, and punching and kicking. That's a problem you solve with technology.
Sentry kick. All right, I get it.
That's a problem you solve with
bad
technology.
idea.
He gonna have his moments when all the Doom bots come in. Yeah, Sentry, you up, big dog. You up the bat.
Look, even that post-credit scene, and admittedly, the post-credit scene where Red Guardian is talking, he was like, "It would be nice if we had a Sentry to fly us up there." It's like, what are we gonna do? Ride on the back? Oh, it would be great. Guardian riding on the back of Sentry. Like, it is very clear that when he taps into those powers, he also has to deal with the void. And that's what he talks about not wanting to do. He doesn't want to use those powers because that comes with it. The stakes have to be raised to the point where he has no choice but to
can't be bringing no weighted blanket in the battle, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying. The cost has to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Doom himself needs a big hug.
Sentry is Hulk. Sentry is Hulk, and Yelena is his Black Widow. And when it goes wrong, sun's getting real low, big dog, or whatever she said to him.
All right, let's.
No, ultimately, I get where you're going though, and I will say, like, it is interesting to see. I do think the question does still come down to who are our heroes, who are our villains, and I think that with all of
we're good.
With all of the people,
just look at my anime.
With all of the people that are going to be on screen, I think the biggest thing will be seeing some uncanny matchups that you typically would not expect, and I think that's where it'll be. You know, like we get to that battle world situation. Because we know Secret Wars is coming. That's the next thing on the slate for the project. And I think Doomsday is like gearing us towards that. As Jeff said, we haven't specifically discussed. Nobody said anything about incursions in any of this. Nobody said not one of these trailers said incursions. Fantastic Four wasn't talking about an incursion. Thunderbolts is not talking about an incursion. Nothing has said incursions. But much as you pointed out, when we take the source material and we look at the story that was told there, it's as a result of the incursions. And you know what I'm saying? We have the battle world, and then we get into Secret Wars because some people got to do some things behind the scenes to keep this world alive. And if that means Spider-Man got to put on the black suit and head over that way, Toby was real comfortable in that black suit. So it makes a lot of sense to bring Toby back and put him in the black suit. And if you have to have somebody go, because we don't want to see Tom Holland go out and start, that
dancing.
He does dance. He does dance.
But he ain't gonna be doing no Rihanna water slapping there. It ain't.
Hopefully not.
He gonna be doing Billy Madison.
There you go. Be tapping all the way across. But I mean, it's knowing that it's almost a little shoehorn. So when you said Star Wars, I thought you were going somewhere different with it. But for me, the biggest issue is knowing that we are at least here and we have to get here. Now, I don't know exactly what here is, but if you call it Secret Wars, it's got to at least be based on the story of Secret Wars. And if we're here now and we know we're getting to Secret Wars, certain things have to fall in place to put us on that track. And so I feel like part of this movie is just kind of shoehorned in. And that's why I don't think Doom will be very prevalent in the movie, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of people looking at Robert Downey Jr.'s face. I think it's going to be him in the mask. It'll be him talking. He'll say some things, da 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 da. And he may even have a few quirks that are just like Tony quirks that make some people like do a double take, but I don't, they're not going to see his face. When we see Robert Downey Jr.'s face, because you can't hide Robert Downey Jr.'s face, you got to show his face with the scars and all.
Right.
And so that'll be in his private moments and in Latveria when he's in front of his computer, maybe when he's talking to Reed Richards or something like that. Those will be the times.
Why would he look like Tony?
Because Robert Downey Jr. looks like Robert Downey Jr.
I know, but I just mean that's my point. Why Robert Downey Jr.? Why does Dr. Doom have to be looking like Tony Stark?
I think that if he comes to a world where if he looks like somebody who on at least this MCU world or many others where that face is Tony Stark, and Tony Stark is billionaire, philanthropist, playboy, person who sacrificed himself to save the entire world, he can use that to his advantage on some like, y'all thought I was dead, but I'm back. And he can,
being all scarred up, it would even fit.
Is that something that character does, though?
Trick people?
I don't know.
Like,
does
he a liar?
Oh, Doom? Oh, Doom's terrible.
Yeah,
turn himself into other people and do all that?
No.
Oh, no.
He's not a shapeshifter. No.
I think it's just more like he just looks like on this world, Dr. Doom looks like Tony Stark in the face.
I'll tell you what will blow everybody's mind.
Okay. Here's a perfect
blow everybody's mind. What if Tony Stark is a variant of Doom? What if Doom is the prominent dude? What if Victor Von Doom is the dude?
Oh, I mean, there's already theories. There's already the internet theories out there.
It's not the child of, and I believe
Howard Stark,
because that made me go back and watch that whole scene over, and I was like, what if he's not their birth child? What if he is their adopted child and they had a child? He had that look he looked surprised.
Well, he said his wife was pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, but Howard be working late.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he had more than one.
Miss Stark. Miss Stark might be for the streets. She's over there skiing in Latveria.
Should have found herself a wizard.
The powder was powdering. She was on all the slopes.
Found herself a wizard. Woo.
Why we can't have Toby in the black suit? No, we should absolutely have Toby in the black suit at least one more time.
Never.
And again, only as we get to Secret Wars.
No. Sam, I let it slide, but I gotta agree with Miles Simmons. I appreciate that comment. Never again. You only get one time, and he undid all that bad will with his appearance in the last Spider-Man movie. So let's keep it what it is.
We ain't gonna dog him out, but that statement is correct though. But we ain't gonna dog him out. We don't want to see that suit again, though. But we love you, dog. We love you, dog. Just wear something different.
No, that version of Spider-Man, that version of Peter Parker, complete tool. And we don't never need to see that version of Peter Parker. I agree. But that version of Spider-Man with the black suit was because like when he was talking to Goblin, oh, what are we doing, little Goblin? You gonna cry? Like that's the kind of guy that you need out here doing Marvel Black Ops and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And again,
but they're bringing in Venom.
Let's point out Just
This
pointing out
is the
Secret War.
same Venom from Venom, right? So it would be this would be the same Venom as the other one. So it would be a completely different version of Venom than
No.
the
So
Tom Hardy's in this.
Tom Hardy's
No,
Venom.
remember at the end of what was it? Was it Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When Tom Hardy was in the bar talking to the man and the man was trying to explain to him what all happened and the stones and the blip and all of this, he disappears, but a piece of Venom is still on the bar, and the last thing you see is the Venom moving. So I assumed the next Spider-Man would be dealing with that.
Potentially.
Because
They did say
drop
that Venom is going to, I think they said he's going to bond with other people, but not Tom Hardy. Because they actually just redid like a whole deal with Marvel and Sony, where now Marvel has access to use all of Spider-Man's characters pretty much
so
as
that's
they
what
see
I'm
fit.
saying. That dude,
not Tom
actually,
Holland.
I mean, that Venom would be good to have in battle because that Venom is sentient, not
unless Doom get hold of it.
Yeah.
Watch out, Sentry.
He's
Sentry,
a bad mother.
Right.
And
I mean, I think if you do any one of the, and not to you do if you just get on Wikipedia and you read the story of like Secret Wars and you see everything that's taking place there, if we have to get to that point, that's the only reason I bring up the incursions. Since we know we're talking about multiverse and there's obviously going to be some crossover.
But didn't they already do Secret War with Samuel Jackson?
Secret Invasion.
Oh, okay.
And that was lost. Yeah, that one didn't go over well. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I know. I barely remember it.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, but didn't they already do that? Because isn't that happening right now too? It's just kind of not.
I mean, it's a lot of
it's
a lot of stuff kind of being juggled and a lot of stories that you don't necessarily have to know.
That's what I thought it was this summer.
And if we are here and we have to get to this point, the story of Doomsday, I think, is going to be a way to, like kind of like they did with Deadpool and Wolverine, where it's not really the full Fox send off, but they just have to get these characters into the MCU. They have to advance, and I do believe what you're saying, RG, as far as in a weird way, it's kind of like the passing of the torch, because you do have these heroes who are ready to hang up the cape, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you have these newer heroes who can take over and you can put this team together. I do think it will be a clashing, because like Jeff said, I think the X-Men, they're gonna get wiped out. And a lot of it, I believe, is going to be cameo. I think it's going to be, and this, again, just purely speculation, simply because it's a lot of people to try to juggle on screen. We will have the core groups kind of work together, because we're not going to see all the Atlanteans. We're not going to see all the Wakandans. We're going to see the main people. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a chair, you have some screen time, but obviously all of them are not stars, because who got top billing? Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, because I'm like, Rebecca Romaine, love her, but also she gonna be in the movie 80% of the movie. Like,
no, right? No,
nah.
She's gonna 50.
And honestly, even with that, I think it's going to be a situation where some of these heroes, like, they're going to acknowledge these heroes and these characters kind of aging into their roles, that they are now at this point in their life, in their timeline. If this is the Fox X-Men, if this is, like we saw Combat Accurate suit, so it's feeling very X-Men 97-ish, but you know what I'm saying?
They're going to introduce the new versions of them?
I don't know that they will.
Too much going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they will. I think they will.
I think the creation of a new world. I think the creation of a new 616 is what is taking place here.
Yeah. I think they have to figure out. I think the way that they're figuring out the way around, because if you just introduce X-Men into this, like first of all, everybody hates the multiverse for the most part. Like most people are mad about it because it's confusing. We don't know what world we on when we in what movie. So we like, well, why didn't this person show up? Why didn't that person show up? So I think that they are trying to figure out now they have the Sony characters. Now they have the Fox characters. Now we got to get everybody into the same world. And it can't just be, well, the X-Men was over here doing all this stuff and they live in Westchester, but they ain't come to the Battle of New York. That don't make sense. So we got to mesh all this into one. That's why, and I think on the MCU side, we have a lot of the people who are going to carry us into the next phase, really. Like Tom Holland's he's not like a child, but he's young and he got more time to become a more well-established adult Spider-Man that we see like in certain comics. That's like being a leader, part of the Avengers, a voice of reason, a badass, you know what I mean? But now we can say, okay, we have this new world. We can write this story where we know mutants exist on these other planets, but how can we make a world where they exist alongside the characters that we already have and it makes sense? I think them doing that with the Fantastic Four and setting it in a different universe made all the sense in the world, because one, they got to do the whole retro thing, which I feel like works better for the Fantastic Four, but two, you avoid the question, that meme, what's with the meme with the tape, slap multiverse on it. If you got a question about why we never saw a multiverse, they was in a different planet. But they also recognize, like, eventually, like, you got to get these motherfuckers together. Like, people not about to just be multiversing it, this and that. And because you're gonna have the same problem DC has now with Batman and just James Gunn.
Brave and the Bold.
You fucked around and made a movie everybody liked. Yeah. And now you're stuck with this. You got to figure out.
We want that dude.
You got to wait for him to make a bad Batman movie before you can introduce him into the Justice League. And you got to do interviews pretending like you don't want to introduce Batman just yet. Like, get the fuck out of my face, James Gunn. We're not stupid. Yeah, we don't really need a Batman. Man, you just try to sell me on Peacemaker, man. You need a Batman, bro.
And look, just to show you how much you needed Batman, you was bringing Batman name up in Peacemaker. So obviously you felt some kind of way, like you why Batman?
Batman's a pussy. No, Batman slap your lips off, Peacemaker, boy. If you don't chill out.
Beat the brakes on your ass. You're gonna be back in that hospital.
You can't even beat a soldier. What you gonna do with Batman? Rick Flag beat your ass.
Bro, you went to a whole world full of Nazis and didn't even realize it. You think you got something for the world's greatest detective? He already know all your weaknesses.
Thank you.
Oh, he's human. That's his weakness. You going up against Batman, who got contingencies for real threats? Nah, Peacemaker. I don't know. I do think that it is a way to Doomsday is also kind of a pivot from the original plan of doing the Kang saga. And so keeping that in mind, they probably had a plan to get everybody together and they were going to go down a whole other path. Now we're pivoting and doing this Doomsday bit, and it's right on time. Like you said, Kevin Feige decided to get back in the mix, so he rolled up his sleeves, got in the room, and said, "Okay, this is how we could do this." And they started road mapping it, and they're working it out, trying to get everything the way it needs to be. And I think using Robert Downey Jr. as a face is a safe enough anchor to go and do something else. I don't know that it will hurt anything, I don't think the story will be written in such a way, and I could be completely wrong because this is like way too early to know anything, but I don't think the story will revolve so much around Doom looking like Tony, with the exception of a few people. And it will become very evident that you might look like my friend, but you're not my friend. But we can just have that discussion.
It's gonna fuck Peter Parker up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He couldn't even walk by a mirror without crying.
Yeah.
Right.
I was swinging, saw some graffiti, had to pull over.
But it's the perfect kind of motivation for Steve to like really want to kick this dude's ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, this my friend and you're not him. Like, I know Tony Stark and you're no Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? It's some corny ass line like that. And you know, Thor would be like, what type of sorcery is this? And that, you know what I'm saying? He'll be confused. Like, why do you look like that? I watched him fall. He's in Valhalla. What are you doing here? You know, all that type of shit. Because like you said, we're getting some of the classic versions, the original versions, the versions that we liked. We're not getting Dude Bro Thor, you know what I'm saying? We're not getting happy-go-lucky Love and Thunder Thor. We obviously have a very serious, like, okay, the shit's about to go down. We got real problems here.
Yeah, and so, they were praying like DMX.
Right.
You would think he would break Love.
Do what?
Just saying. She could fight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the end of Love and Thunder, they was getting ready to go at it. She was jumping with her little lightning fist. I was like, look at it. But, you know, and of course they bring her back and they've got her in place. Again, I think the biggest question, and we probably won't get this till we get the first real trailer, because the teasers that we've gotten, you know, like the conversation online for those is that I think the Russos stated these were not trailers, these were stories. And if you just follow by what we've seen, this shows everybody's fighting, as Jeff pointed out, because now they have something to lose. Everybody is trying to have their Morgan Stark. Everybody is fighting for a purpose now. And, you know, Thor, the number of battles he's been in, the number of wars he's been in, the number of fights he's been in, this is the first time it looks like he's got something to lose. And that's going to change his motivation. So now he would be willing to sacrifice himself so that she has that happiness. But he clearly states he wants to come back and be a part of her life, you know, so it's a little bit different. Cap got a whole baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, my man, with everything he's been through, he not finna let nothing happen to that child. You know what I'm saying? We about to get the real raw with the pistol Steve Rogers right here. You know what I'm saying? We about to get Rogers with the blicky because he don't have a shield. So, you know, he about to get raw with it.
Unless that world is one of the worlds that gets destroyed.
Or it's in danger. So if 616 is in danger, technically his world would be in danger too. Because his world is a branch of 616.
Yeah.
And there's always
Doom
the sacred
would be going
timeline
to his world just for him. Right? He wouldn't be going to, because then you would stay in the regular 616 to get everybody else. To go into that specific timeline, you would be going into that specific timeline to get Steve Rogers.
And maybe someone from our timeline does that because they're like, yo, we need Steve. We need our Steve. Like,
and I don't
you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that.
Like, I feel like
Steve, though. I feel like they're gonna do something about like.
Steve is strong, but he can't do nothing about a planet. The planet getting destroyed.
Two planets
he can't
colliding.
Hold it together with them biceps. Like,
no, well, he's not got to pull it; he's got to push it. So you know, it's different. Different muscles. He can work it out. He can work it out now. It's different muscles.
So bench press.
But it's also like everybody.
He held a helicopter, but that's that's a little far fetched.
I mean, he held Thanos. You know, like.
I feel like though, like that you can't stay is a very common like time travel trope as well. Somebody coming in like, big dog, I know, you went back in time and had a baby, bruh. Like everybody who's singing Back to the Future, no, you're not even supposed to touch nothing.
You're not even supposed to be here.
Not supposed to change anything at
But
all.
the TSA should have got him there. Technically.
Yeah, but
if he caused that much of an issue, the TSA should have went after
he already had
They
the
never went
child.
after
So if he was to go
place.
back, that child would still be born.
But they don't let you rock that long, the TSA normally, right? Like you don't get to be in the
Yeah, but they didn't introduce the TSA until later.
But see, the TVA is
TVA. There you go. TVA.
TVA.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm saying
remove all
Sir, put the shield in the cart. Put the shield in the tray.
You do
all
not
electronic
have to
devices in the
your
shield.
boots.
Sir, you were going to have to put that shield in the basket. Put the shield in the basket. No,
they all got priority. They all have.
He said, "I got TVA pre-check, my boy. I go
every year. I want to pre-check.
Boop! You see this little brown portal?
I know. Get pre-check if you don't have it already, because oh my gosh, it makes life so much easier. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, no, I'm
I
just
did clear
saying
for a little bit.
They could want to bring, go back and get the old dude. Like we need him for his leadership.
I do think it's something about like, bro, you can't go back.
Yeah, if I was Sam, I feel the way. Like, y'all went back in time to go get this dude because you think that I can't handle. I'm the one with the shield.
Because maybe too, it's about Doom. Maybe part of the incursion thing too is Doom collecting kids. Because we seen him with Franklin.
That's what I'm
assume Cat Baby. You don't have super soldier sperm and not make a super soldier baby.
Getting his Vecna on.
I think there's a possibility that's the offspring.
And you know what?
Too.
I've kind of heard
Thor got a baby.
I was about to say I've heard some of those stories. So
Little Black Panther
has the power of has the power of eternity. We've got the power of eternity. We've got the heart-shaped herb. We have
we got Little Chala.
Not Little Chala.
Little Chala.
T'Challa. The street name.
Not T'Challa. I love that.
Little Cha-Cha.
T'Chalito.
Little Cha-Cha.
T'Chalito.
We got Little Cha-Cha. And then but even then you still have Wiccan who's out there, and that is Agatha's adopted son now. You know what I'm saying? The son of the Scarlet Witch.
And we still looking for Tommy. Oh, wait, he was Tommy, right?
Billy Bob.
Looking for Billy.
Yeah.
We're still looking for Billy.
He's Billy looking for Tommy.
Right. It's so much happening.
Right.
Are we looking for the made-up children?
We still don't know what happened to Vision.
Vision Quest.
White Vision.
White Vision. Before December.
Ghost Vision.
Not Ghost Vision. Ghost of Vision Past.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think
they didn't even say nothing about poor Moon Knight coming to help the fight. He can fight.
When we get
his God is like,
trailer.
Look, man, I don't.
Him and Sentry finna have a crazy off.
Wow.
But see, the thing is, Bob. They didn't necessarily depict Bob as being crazy. They just depicted Bob as being depressed, which is unfair to the character, but I guess it works for the movie, But as far as the comic, Sentry is loony, and he's on that Mark Spector wake up and not know why I'm here, loony. And
I seen that in the movie. He had that if I move too fast, it might all go wrong. So just
very
let me sit here in my chair and watch
very
TV.
Deliberate.
Yeah, like I said, that post and that again, they kind of have him, come off as being somewhat depressed, and he doesn't want to use the powers because again, using those powers brings out the void, and he knows where that takes him, and he knows what he's capable of when he goes that route. I think when we get the first actual trailer for Doomsday, then we will finally be able to say what the hell this movie is even about. And that will finally give us something to go on. While Doom is a big part of it, I don't necessarily think Doom is the big bad to be defeated. I think that it's more of a situation that has to be figured out, and they will just find out that Doom is the catalyst of the problems.
Yeah, I think also the use of the countdown clock in the media is alluding to the fact that this is we're up against time versus like we've all got to converge on this like big battle. It's like something inevitable is happening, and we got to figure out what the fuck we're gonna do about it before it happens.
Right.
Maybe Loki's arms are getting tired, and he about to let go of the strands, and shit about to collapse.
He got one job right now, so
you know what I'm saying?
In the trailer, and I was like, okay. All right, you bringing my boy back. Like, what are we doing? What's good? Because he can't leave.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? He's essentially Atlas right now.
Doom is going to figure out a way to get to his ass. I think
Doom
that's
going to tickle his armpits.
I think that's the goal. I think that's the goal.
Thinking.
That is the goal.
Right in the rib.
You see?
Oh.
I got to turn that into a meme. I got to turn that into a meme. Jesus. But no, I do think that is also like how you create a new world. Loki started grabbing, and again, you got to do the homework, but I'm sure they'll give a brief explanation as to what's what. But as he's holding all of these different timelines, who's to say that now with his power and capabilities that he can't like take this one and that one, stick them together, and take another one and wrap it around it to hold that all together? So you take 616, you take one of these alternate timelines, or you take 616, you take whichever one the Fantastic Four have. Take those two worlds. You stick those two together, and then you bind them together with the Fox universe. You just put everybody together in one place, and because you did it in the Yggdrasil, I apologize if I screwed up the name, but the world tree where Loki is, because you did it there, that is now the sacred timeline. That is the main line. That is a continuity, and you do it without an incursion. But he didn't know that, so of course, Doom was over here messing around, messing stuff up, and he. Sorry, I just read something. Excuse me. Doom he wanted the incursions to happen because he thought that would get him the result he was looking for. And of course, it turns out Loki was the answer. Loki was the key. He knows that if he goes after love, that'll get Thor. And if Thor gets involved, that can get him to Loki. And maybe he's going after Steve because that will help him get to Thor, and he's gonna not torture, but he's gonna like figure out where all these people are. So he's going one after the other to get to everybody else. He needs Franklin Richards because Franklin can just say, okay, do this, and shit happens. And he's got the power to make stuff. Because it seems oddly strange that if we're looking at different universes and the crisscrossing of those universes, that America Chavez is noticeably absent from all of this. The girl whose power it is to walk through the multiverse, like, she ain't got a chair, she ain't been mentioned, she ain't in none of the little spots. Maybe they're saving that for a big reveal. Maybe we are getting some sort of Young Avengers aspect.
Yeah, I mean, it was some concept art that got leaked, and some of that stuff was in. I didn't go in and look too hard at it because I'm just like, this is not for public consumption. So I don't really like looking at some of that stuff, but I do know that, like, I think that the groupings is what's going to be like the most interesting because we know even some of the people we haven't talked about, like Shang-Chi, we ain't seen him in a minute, and we know he gonna be there. We know Kate Bishop gonna be there. We know, Miss Marvel is building the young team. So I feel like a lot of things that are happening. Guardians, there's a bunch of stuff happening in the background, kind of, and everybody is very focused on like X-Men, Fantastic Four, how we're gonna get the mutants in, how we're gonna get the Spider-Man characters in, but there's also, how we're gonna get these young characters that we've been teasing or showing kind of as sidekicks or mentors. Are they going to get their like Young Justice-esque moment where they're part of the thing too? Because, you definitely have that element of like youth, the mix of youth and experience is going to be, something that I feel like is going to be one of the team internal conflicts, where you have that who's going to be the like Cap and Iron Man button heads in the beginning on how we're supposed to drive this ship. But yeah, I definitely think I'm not as worried about people who we not hearing about, because even like She-Hulk, like there's all the rumors. There was like Tatiana Maslany or whatever. Excuse me, I know I tore that up, but however you say her name, they like she not coming back as She-Hulk. And then she just came back. She was on Comedy Bang Bang making jokes about it, like, yeah, I didn't go back because I didn't like the fact that they cast a woman in my role. And it's like she's clearly joking. The reality is, like, you can find out as much as you want to find out about who's in the movie and this and that, and everybody can spend all their time being detectives and taking secret photos, but some of that stuff hit the cutting room floor and you never sees the light of day. At the end of the day, you don't know what's happening in the movie until the movie comes out. So speculation is fun, but what I'm hoping changes within our fan bases is, don't get mad because they didn't make the movie the way you thought they should have made the movie. Just like watch what they made. Now you can be fair if it's good or bad, but it's not bad because it's not what you would have did. Like
exactly.
You like go to film school and make something then. Like nobody's stopping you from writing or creating some things if you think what your ideas are so much better than like what other people are doing.
And if your idea is that much better, make it.
Yeah.
And it'll be supported and people be like, oh, that was great.
I think we got the young people, we got the dads, we got I see it very much as a Spider-Man. I feel like that core group of Spider-Man, Shuri, and who did I say was the third person? I don't forgot already.
Spider-Man. There was a
lost everybody.
Oh, you needed the new trilogy.
Yeah.
What's her name? The widow. What's her name?
Yelena.
Yelena.
There you go. I can't pronounce her name.
That is the group that's gonna be like, Big Dog, we've been in the streets. We've been out here doing this thing while you was back in 1957 getting busy with Agent Carter. Okay?
Yeah.
So you don't carry a shield, you carry a diaper bag. So be a good soldier, follow these orders, and get out of my way. And Spider-Man gonna be like, hey, bruh, you ain't no Tony Stark, big dog. I ain't see you snapping with the gauntlet on.
And see, Spider-Man doesn't even have a chair. And see, that's what is worrying me even more. I'm already overstimulated. There's the potential for it to be worse, because you have all these chairs, but then you have everybody else who is conspicuously absent. Like you said, you got to have a Spider-Man. He doesn't have a chair. There are no Guardians, although I'm hoping that, we can avoid having Chris Pratt. There's no young Avengers. There's so many people who are conspicuously absent that we're pretty sure at least some of them are going to be in there. And that's just going to increase the number and raise my blood pressure.
But see,
here's the reality.
Going on.
Reality
here again. Go ahead, RG.
Oh, I was going to say the reality is that everybody who appeared at that last scene, that battle scene in Endgame, appeared in the credits.
Yeah.
Every single one of them appeared in the credits. So just because you've seen a chair, it does not mean that they're a focal part of the story. It just means they're in the movie.
Right, but they're in the movie.
Right. So all it could technically be is whatever the scene requires, they're in it. And therefore you get a credit. Do you have to be doing a whole lot? Do we have to talk to you? Do we have to develop you? No.
I told you.
I think there's
develop
Wasp.
But she was talking about the people that don't have chairs.
Yeah.
That have to be in this movie.
I think that once we saw that in-game trailer where Hulk was running in Wakanda, and then in the movie it was actually Hulkbuster. Marvel is now in the business of, and I think understandably so, trying to like deceive you through what they revealed through the movie in the name of keeping the story secret and fresh for when people who go to the movies see it. They want to see the story then, and the people, because the people who like want to go online and uncover everything and do comic forensic files, they're just in it to ruin it for everybody and be like, haha, yeah, I found this out, haha, yeah, I knew this. Like, why you want to know the movie before the movie come out? That don't make sense to me. But if that's how other people enjoy it, cool. But like Marvel still is very much like, I want people to like, I think every director is like, I would rather the story like not be leaked and get out before people do. So now if we have to go and make it look like one thing is happening and that ain't what's happening in the actual movie, if we got to make it look like Channing Tatum is gonna have a big role and he only has a 5-minute cameo and get blown up right away, then that's what we got to do.
You'll be happy.
I'd be thrilled. I'm a cheer like
I would
when
say
Cat
this.
got me on near.
2 minutes is a long time in movie time.
I will say this. I think for all the people who
Arms crossed.
are still out there and have the potential to have prominent roles but don't have a chair or haven't been in one of these teasers, they haven't really been announced or we haven't really talked about them, I think Doomsday is not the place for them. I think they may have bigger roles in Secret Wars. I think they may have a bigger role at the end of the movie as we're moving from Doomsday into Secret Wars. I think the majority of Doomsday is going to just be seeing all of these different universes and the way people are dealing with this maybe universal or common threat. If Loki hadn't held on to the damn thing, all the shit would have went chaos and everything would have collapsed. You know what I'm saying? It would have been the destruction of all the timelines. And so he went in there because it was the only way to save his friends. It was to hold the stuff together. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing. If anything else were happening like that, it doesn't matter which cap you get from what time. Ain't nothing he can do about it. He can't hold them. He doesn't have the power of a frost giant to survive that. You know what I'm saying? So Doomsday is not really filler, but I think it's going to be mostly setting us up for Secret Wars. As Jeff said, this is Avengers. This is Infinity War, not Endgame. And we will get a lot of flashes. We will get a lot of fan service. We're going to see all of the people, and we'll get some of those unique team ups. Instead of having Iron Man shoot at Captain America's shield and take out all the things, we're going to have Cyclops shoot at Sam Wilson's shield and take out all the enemies. You know what I'm saying? It'll be something along those lines where we'll have unique team ups that weren't possible in the past. That is the purpose of this movie. To have all of these people, put them all into the same place and get ourselves ready for this next big thing, because the story of Secret Wars directly involves incursions and trying to prevent the destruction of reality, basically. And Doomsday.
And I think with Spider-Man, I think that's just a matter of like, they're not going to show nothing about Spider-Man until his movie come out. Because if you say he's in Doomsday, then you watch this. I mean, you know, Spider-Man not going to die in the next Spider-Man movie anyway.
Right.
But it's kind of like,
You know the stakes are
I'm
not
gonna mess you up. Like, no, you're not. He got another movie coming out in 6 months.
Well, can't nothing happen to him here because he got to be in the next movie. It doesn't matter what you do to a character who's in the sequel. Because they're gonna survive it. They're gonna be there. They gotta be there for the next movie. And that's what I'm saying. Like, knowing that Secret Wars is coming out, it doesn't take any interest away from Doomsday, but it really makes me question what could this movie be about. And I believe it is just about getting everybody to the same place to do like Jeff said, and now we're enacting Doom World. I got to get y'all off of this planet, y'all off of this planet, y'all off of that planet, you from this timeline, you from this timeline. Get everybody in one spot, and then drop the hammer.
Because everybody doesn't even know about the multiverse.
Who is everybody? The question is, who is everybody?
Well, the thing is, everybody doesn't know about
Fifth
the multiverse.
Element. No, Leon the Professional. Everybody. Everybody.
Yeah. It's like, as of right now, who knows about multiverse? It's Doctor Strange. You know, the Wanda from this world is gone, but I'm sure another one gonna pop up. America Chavez, Spider-Man, Cap might have a loose understanding about it, but his is more time-based, not like multiverse-based. Loki
does.
Hulk knows, but his is also more time-based, not like multiverse-based. Like that little 5-minute thing that what's her name? The Ancient One did. That's like cliff notes of the cliff notes of what they was talking about in Loki. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Thor, not necessarily. I don't think, like, for him, I think they were like the multiverses, like, even for them, it's like some mythological stories that they told once ago. Because I mean, Asgard is technically in the same universe, but not.
It's a different realm of that universe.
Yeah.
Because
so
they have
it's
the
like
realm.
So this really is more like, you know, even the Wakandans don't know about the multiverse. So
they don't know about the
them
multiverse,
meeting the Fantastic Four is that's going to be
introduction.
So really, Doomsday is like the introduction to the multiverse for everybody else in the MCU that hasn't already been dealing with it. Because even with Spider-Man per se, he knows about the multiverse, but he doesn't know about like he knows about the dangers of like using magic for personal gain, but he doesn't know about the dangers of like what happens when two multiverses collide. Like they don't even know that's a possibility because they just found out the multiverse existed like the other day. You know, Doctor Strange ain't tell nobody nothing. He just
ain't nobody told me nothing.
It's that multi what now?
Even Spider-Man's understanding of the multiverse. Even Spider-Man's understanding of the multiverse would still be a little weird because all he knows is that this is not their world. He doesn't fully understand or grasp multiverse and how that affects. He saw the rips and tears that were in the sky, but that's about it. And you know what I'm saying? As it's I think Doomsday is just the stepping stone to get us to Secret Wars. And that's what we're looking for. Like I said, we get a full trailer. Otherwise, it's just been some fun talk about what could be, what is, and how do we get to the next spot.
This is why we do it.
Any final thoughts? Any last words here? Like, got anything?
Keep Cynthia Erivo away from Storm. I don't care. Stay away.
You'll always make sure to throw that out there.
Just leave it alone, lady.
I'm with you.
100%.
Hashtag no wicked storm.
What's that show on Netflix? Nobody wants
no
this.
Wicked Storm. We got to start that. Hashtag no wicked storm. You know what? I'm putting that up. I'm throwing that out there right now. I like that. That was a good one.
No wicked storm. You don't want it.
See, hashtag no wicked. Make my note on that. Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed us discussing Avengers Doomsday. Had a good little discussion about the trailers, all the post-credit scenes, and just a little bit of early speculation and conversation about how we could be going forward with the MCU. Maybe they're getting back on track, and maybe this movie is the way to prove that they're ready to start earning our big bucks again. Everybody get out to the theater and start enjoying the MCU the way it's supposed to be, big and proper. Do me a favor, click that QR code right above Teresa.
So I might be doing it
right
I'm
over there.
Fall for it again.
Not a problem. Click that QR code right there with Teresa. She got it. The one she's pointing to.
There you go.
Click that QR code. Find us everywhere you can find Grown A Geeks. We are online. Be a part of our conversations. Join us for our lives. We love to talk with you. We love to have discussion. And your questions and comments are always appreciated. For RG, Teresa, Brandy, Jeffrey, I'm Elder Geek Sam, and we are out of here. Peace.